WESH 2 News starts now with breaking news.
The first of two breaking stories. A mother and four children struck in a hit and run in Orange County. Good evening. I'm Meredith McDonough.
I'm Jim Payne. WESH 2 Sonica Donge is live on the scene. And Sonica, what have you learned?
We just got an update from fire rescue moments ago. We're told that mother and four kids were hit while crossing North Pine Hills Road, but we don't know yet where exactly she was trying to cross. We are near a crosswalk here, and there's some debris on the road, but as you can see behind me, the scene has already been clear. No car here and no leftover evidence to indicate where this may have happened. We're told that all five of those people were taken to Arnold Palmer Hospital. Three of those kids were transported with head injuries. The mother and another child were transported as a precaution. We know that the range of ages for these kids are 6 months to just a couple years old. There was actually a stroller here that fire rescue found when they arrived on scene. They believe at least one child, if not two, were in the stroller when they were hit. The driver did not stay on scene, and fire rescue has this message for that driver.
You know, it really breaks your heart to see something like this when somebody leaves the scene. You know, they should do the right thing and come forward. It would be a lot easier if they come forward than to have FHP find them.
Again, the scene here on North Pine Hills Road is clear. Of the five people who are transported to the hospital, fire rescue tells me that all are expected to survive. As we learn more information about the condition of the mother and the four kids who were involved, we're going to bring that to you both on air and online. For now, reporting live in Orange County, Sonica Donge, WESH 2 News.
More breaking news tonight. The search for a suspected carjacker and kidnapper spans both Orange and Seminole counties.
About an hour ago, authorities connected two cases. They say in both incidents, the victims were able to escape. The Orange County Sheriff's Office tells us it began around 5 o'clock on Oxford Road in Seminole County. A man snatched a woman's keys out of her hand, pushed her, and then stole her Honda Accord. About an hour later, deputies say that man flagged down another woman, this time on Granada Drive and Roxbury Road. He claimed he'd bumped the victim's car, but when she got out to inspect the damage, we're told he forced her back into the car and began driving off in her Kia Soul. Deputies tell us that woman was still able to escape. Right now, there's only a vague description of the man. Authorities are still searching for him, as well as that brown 2011 Kia Soul with the license plate Y75NKY.
Now that he's been convicted of murder, prosecutors are seeking the death penalty in the trial of Scott Nelson. And the sentencing hearing started with some drama today. Nelson kidnapped and killed Jennifer Fulford from her boss's home in Winter Park 2 years ago. This morning, one of the jurors was dismissed for breaking the rules. He was talking about not being able to seek the death penalty in the jury room before the hearing even started. Once that situation was squared away, the remaining jury members heard from the victim's family, including her daughter and son, who live in Texas.
There are no words for the darkness surrounding the timing of all this. She went missing before our daughter was born and was ultimately murdered the same day. Her body was found within minutes of us arriving home from the hospital 3 days later.
The state says this was a calculated murder. Nelson's defense says a history of abuse and mental illness played a role in his mental state before the crime. The hearing resumes tomorrow morning. We have new details tonight on a deadly crash in Seminole County. Troopers say a man on a motorcycle was driving eastbound on County Road 46A in Sanford when they hit the curb and then were thrown from the bike. 20-year-old Sebastian Storer was taken to the hospital where he later died. FHP is still investigating what happened in the moments before that crash.
It's wild video that captivated our newsroom, as well as many of you who watched live on Facebook. Sharks were seen cruising within just a few feet of swimmers in Daytona Beach this afternoon. WESH 2's Kelsey Thorad caught up with one person who saw it firsthand.
A scary few seconds for these beachgoers in the water off Daytona Beach Monday afternoon when what looks to be about a 5-foot-long shark swims within feet of them.
The tail was up and down. So we kind of followed it for a while, and then it just disappeared.
Chopper 2 was overhead and tracked multiple sharks, including this one in the shallow. Several times, this one came within just a few arms' length of unsuspecting swimmers.
Oh, my God.
Have you seen anything like that before?
No.
Look, it gets pretty close there.
Look at that.
Many people we spoke with said they didn't see the shark, but had heard there had been one in the water.
I heard a whistle blow, and then they had the red and purple flag up.
On Sunday, a teen surfer was bitten on the foot by a shark in New Smyrna Beach, just a few miles down the coastline. How does that make you guys feel, having been in the water here?
Scared. I'm not want to come back on this side.
Many of the people we spoke with said they knew sharks were a possibility in this area, but now, after actually seeing one, they're going to try and be more careful.
They were pretty close, so imagine if the kids, they go for it. Watch your kids.
In Daytona Beach, Kelsey Thorid, WESH 2 News.
Volusia County leads the state in the number of confirmed shark bites. The Florida Museum's International Shark Attack file lists 303 unprovoked attacks since 1882.
Shock and sadness in the baseball world tonight. Los Angeles pitcher Tyler Skaggs has passed away. The sudden death of Skaggs prompted the team to postpone its game today against the Texas Rangers. Police said he was found unconscious in a Texas hotel room and was pronounced dead at the scene. They also say foul play was not suspected. Skaggs just pitched on Saturday and even shared his team photo on Instagram over the weekend. He married his wife just a few months ago and was going to turn 28 later this month.
No bond for the man accused of dragging a Seminole County Sheriff's deputy during a traffic stop. 38-year-old Rocky Randolph Jr. appeared in court this afternoon. He's accused of attempted murder of a law enforcement officer. Randolph was pulled over for having illegally tinted windows Saturday morning, which escalated when the deputy asked about a smell of marijuana in the vehicle. Randolph drove away with the deputy still hanging on. During the struggle, Randolph was shot in the leg. A woman claiming to be Randolph's daughter told WESH 2 News she believes her dad was cooperating with the deputy and took off out of fear when the deputy grabbed his seatbelt.
Everything went left once he grabbed the seatbelt because my dad, like you said, they was laughing and joking around. When you grab the seatbelt, that's what scared him.
Rudolph will be back in court next month.
Deputies have arrested a person in connection to a shooting this afternoon in Volusia County. They arrested along North Grandview Avenue in Daytona Beach. That's not too far from where a man was found shot in the stomach outside of a pizza shop along North Atlantic Avenue. That man was taken to the hospital. A woman was with him but was not hurt. It's not clear where the actual shooting took place. Also in Volusia County, a house fire sent 2 women to the hospital with smoke inhalation. It happened at the home along Deering Avenue in Deltona. A woman in her 90s and her caretaker were hurt. A dog was found dead. Firefighters are still trying to find a second dog. 2 nearby homes were also evacuated. There is significant damage to the home, and flames also damaged a car. Investigators say that it's too early to determine a cause.
The man accused of killing a UCF student in a crash is now out of jail after being arrested a second time. Hassan Yusuf was arrested again over the weekend on a new charge of manslaughter after UCF senior London Harold died from her injuries. She was walking in the grass along a road near University Boulevard and State Road 434 late last month when she was hit. Yusuf was found a few blocks away laying on the ground behind his vehicle. Troopers say he was under the influence of drugs when he hit her.
A woman is beaten and kidnapped and was all caught on camera over the weekend in Flagler County. A warning, some of you may find the video in this story hard to watch. The surveillance video is from the county store along County Road 305 in Bunnell. Investigators say the 29-year-old Henry Brock jumped on his girlfriend's silver Cadillac as she tried to drive away, punching and shattering the windshield. When the woman got out, investigators say that's when Brock banged her head against the vehicle, knocked her to the ground, and then beat her until she was unconscious.
I believe that if witnesses had not called and we had not intervened, she could very well be dead today.
The victim was pushed into the back seat, and investigators say that Brock took off as deputies arrived. A driver blocked the road, and deputies were able to catch up to Brock, and he was arrested.
Investigators are trying to figure out why a woman was fatally shot in the face inside an East Orlando mobile home. Jack Mathis Jr. is in jail facing a manslaughter charge for allegedly shooting and killing Michelle Ennis at the home on Francois Court this weekend. The sheriff's office says they found Ennis's body in the home, and witnesses reported hearing Mathis admit to shooting her.
The defendant stated to 4 people on scene, "I did not mean to shoot her," insinuating that this was an unintentional discharge.
Investigators say there were no witnesses who actually saw the shooting or what led up to it. Mathis is being held on $100,000 bond.
Police in Holly Hill say a toddler was spotted walking alone around a parked car Saturday morning where a man was passed out in the passenger seat. 27-year-old Matthew Dean and the child's mother, 36-year-old Athena Nichols, were later arrested and charged with child neglect. Police say Dean first told them that he had no idea a child was supposed to be with him and remembers nothing. Dean later said the mother left the child in the car with him for several hours to try to make some money. Nichols said that she and her child lived in the car. That child is now in the custody of DCF.
An Edgewater woman is accused of failing to care for her dog, which was found underweight with a serious shoulder injury. 56-year-old Rhonda Finelli was arrested today at her house on Pleasant Street. Police were called there for domestic disturbance. They say they found the 30-pound lab mix covered in fleas and bugs. Deputies also say the dog was bleeding and couldn't walk because of that shoulder. The staff at the Edgewater Animal Shelter told police that Ellie's condition would have taken at least 6 months to develop.
A 3-minute test flight tomorrow morning over Cape Canaveral will help ensure NASA's Orion capsule can escape from catastrophic failure. The test flight is designed to demonstrate the spacecraft can get away from a rocket in flight. It's a key safety feature that would save the astronauts inside of the capsule in the event of an emergency. The test launch is set for tomorrow morning at 7. Still ahead, tickets for texting. The latest on the new law already getting drivers pulled over.
Plus, Uber and Lyft looking for changes at Orlando International. The problems drivers are having with airports' pickup spots.
And getting ready for Red Hot and Boom, what you can expect at one of the biggest local fireworks shows in Central Florida.
And it was red hot out there today. Afternoon high temperatures hit 97 degrees down there in Winter Haven, mid-90s elsewhere. I'll show you how long the mid-90s degree heat is going to be sticking around, and we'll take a look at that 4th of July forecast.
Plenty of traffic trouble at Orlando International Airport, not just for regular vehicles, but for ride sharing as well.
Uber and Lyft drivers and their customers don't like the airport's pickup location. Uber blames the airport for giving them too little space to operate, creating some of the longest wait times among major airports. But the head of the airport operations says that there would be less chaos if ride-sharing dispatchers would wait to send drivers until passengers have their bags at the curb.
So I think that's one thing that we need to address, and we'll get with the rideshare folks and continue to keep doing that.
The airport offered Uber and Lyft the ground level with taxis and shuttles, but the companies refused, claiming they did not want to share their drivers' personal ePass and SunPass information with the airport.
Texting while driving has been illegal in Florida for a while, but as of today, just texting could land you in trouble with the law. Before today, you'd have to do something else wrong to get pulled over, like speeding, weaving, or running a stop sign. Now, texting is a primary offense. We spoke with a driver who got a warning today.
I was sending a text, quick text to my girl, telling her I was on my way.
He says the threat of a ticket will change his behavior. Troopers are issuing warnings right now, but other agencies are writing tickets. It costs $30 for a first offense, $60 after that.
The group that pushed for the restoration of voting rights for Florida's ex-felons has created a fund to help them settle old court fees. It comes after Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill on Friday, which, among other things, states in order for a sentence to be complete, all civil fines and court costs must be paid. The American Civil Liberties Union announced a federal lawsuit against the state, calling the bill's financial requirement an unconstitutional poll tax.
This isn't the legislation that we would have written, but we are excited to operate under the new law and get people engaged in the process, helping people who are not eligible because of financial obligations get those financial obligations modified, waived, or paid for so that they can move on with their life.
Already over 1,000 donations have been made.
When our nation throws a birthday party, many local cities choose to join in. Wednesday, July 3rd, will be the 24th year in a row for Red Hot and Boom in Altamont Springs. The event draws tens of thousands to Crane's Roost Park each year. This year, they expect between 150 and 200,000 people for live music and the enormous fireworks show. Altamont Springs police say security is job one, and they want people to show up and be alert.
We'll be on the lookout, making sure that there's no suspicious packages. If there's any suspicious packages, we ask that there is going to be, if you see something, say something line, and we encourage everyone around the park to be aware.
They remind people that planning to go in the intense heat will be a concern. Stay hydrated for safety's sake, but paramedics will be on site to provide any medical assistance.
And as always, the forecast will be a big role for Red Hot and Boom in the coming days. Tell them, what do you got?
You know, it's always hot. We always have showers and thunderstorms right up towards the start of the event, and then things continue to simmer on down. And I think we're going to see the same exact story play out this year. So if you've got tickets, go have fun. Keep the umbrella handy, though, because as you guys know, there will be some rain around, but by the time we're launching those fireworks off Wednesday night up there in Altamont Springs, you're going to be in pretty good shape. I think 84 degrees. Wind is out of the west at about 7 miles an hour. Plenty of humidity out there tonight. And with this big ridge of high pressure down here in the Gulf, you can see the flow up and over that ridge, kind of clockwise there. So the storm motion today was from the northwest towards the south and east. But as you can see right here, last showers have just fallen apart. Some good news there. It is a very warm and muggy night. Look at these numbers. Upper 70s, low and mid 80s out there right now. So we're only going to drop into the mid 70s by daybreak tomorrow morning. And then as we take a look at the updated 12-hour forecast from 7A to 7P, we're at 90 at lunchtime. We're 93 by 1. We're in the mid-90s, feeling like the mid-104, 105, 106 range there as we get you on into the afternoon with just a couple isolated late-day showers and storms. In fact, down to during the morning, we're in good shape. There's the hint there of the East Coast sea breeze, and then right here on the western side of the peninsula, there's the west coast sea breeze, and you can kind of see how things come together here along or just west of I-4 between about 6 and about 7:30. So that would favor northwest Orange County, Lake County, and down towards southwest Orange County, the Four Corners region there. So we'll watch the trends on that. And there will be some isolated pockets of 1, maybe 2 inches of rain. But the majority of us will be dealing with rainfall amounts less than 1/4 of an inch of rain. So look at these temps tomorrow. That is, for me, the big story until those showers and storms get going. We're in the mid-90s, feeling like 100 to about 107 degrees. So if you take it to the attractions tomorrow, make sure you have a lot of water or Gatorade. Afternoon highs will climb up into the mid-90s. Feels like temperatures, again, 104, 105, 106 degrees before the showers and storms do get going. Now, let's take a look at the setup here for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Afternoon showers and storms will be around. Overall coverage will be running at about 40 to 50% right through Friday afternoon. And afternoon high temperatures will be running in the mid-90s. And then just in time for Red Hot and Boom, storms winding down right around 7 o'clock. Fireworks 9:30. Partly cloudy skies and a temperature of 83 degrees. And then for Independence Day, this is going to be a blistering one. 93 at 5. We'll be at about 95, 96 at about 3 o'clock. 40% chance for showers and storms at 5. But just in time for the fireworks at 9 o'clock. I do believe we're going to be in pretty good shape. We got a race Friday night. That's the Circle K Firecracker 250. We're drying out for this race. Not too concerned with the showers and storms for Friday night. However, as we head into the weekend with deeper moisture in play here, I do believe that we may have some issues with the race there on Saturday for the Coke Zero Sugar 400. And it looks like the start of this race could be wet, so we'll keep you posted on that. Here's a look now at your updated 7-day forecast. Mid-90s right through Friday. A higher rainfall coverage this weekend will knock the temperatures back just a little bit. Rain chances going up to about 60%, guys.
He patrolled the roads of Central Florida and the state for nearly 4 decades.
And it was an emotional goodbye for a newly retired Orlando trooper from the Florida Highway Patrol.
It has been a privilege and an honor to serve the residents of the state of Florida and work with the members of the Highway Patrol. This will be my final 1042.
That is Lieutenant Tim Freeburn signing off for the last time after 36 years of keeping our roads safe. You can see him just tear up over the radio right there. The Florida Highway Patrol tweeted out this video wishing Freeburn a happy retirement, and we do as well. Patrick?
Good stuff, James. Thank you. Miami Heat completed a complicated deal today that they believe will make them a lot better next season. That story's coming up. Plus, spot in the World Cup final on the line tomorrow in France, where greed is not a personal thing for the U.S. women, but very much a team thing. We're right back.
Now, West 2 Sports, sponsored by Mullinax Ford.
By now, most of the heavy lifting has been done in NBA free agency. The Magic kept Vooch and the Human Torch. KD is off to the Nets with Kyrie Irving. Kemba to the Celtics. Still waiting on Kawhi's possible move to the Lakers, but no longer waiting on the deal that places Jimmy Butler in Miami. We thought Sunday that the Heat were close to a sign and trade to get Butler from the Sixers. A deal to send Hassan Whiteside to Portland for center Leonard Myers and former Magic forward Mo Harkless was said to be done, but the numbers at that time didn't free enough cap space. But in the end, 4 teams managed to get the deal done. Sixers, Clippers, and Blazers all involved. L.A. ultimately will get Harkless. Philly gets Josh Richardson. And now it's likely that after any given Miami victory next season, Heat fans might be able to say the Butler did it. All eyes on France tomorrow, where the U.S. women hope to move into the World Cup final on July 7th. But they have to get past a relaxed, confident England side to make that happen. England's coach has even insisted that anything short of a cup title would be unacceptable. No doubt the Yanks would say the same thing, and it's not like the U.S. hasn't been here before. The odds-on favorites to win have not disappointed. Both Alex Morgan and Megan Rapinoe with 5 goals each, both now in contention for the Golden Boot. But if there's an inside, fierce competition between the two to get it, it certainly doesn't show.
As long as the goals continue to come, then I'm happy. And that's not goals continuing to come for me, but that's this team. And right now, Megan Rapinoe has put the team on her back from Spain to France. And it's going to take, players like that and, a couple individuals each game to step up and really help carry this team. And Pino has done that in great fashion in the last 2 games.
Tomorrow's match begins at 3 o'clock. Tampa Bay Rays winners tonight as a 10-game home stand continues. Game 1 against Baltimore, 6-3 was the final. Kevin Kiermaier with a 3-run homer in that one. Daytona's July Cup Series race will move to August in 2020, making this weekend's Coke Zero Sugar 400 bittersweet for those of us who remember when it was the old Firecracker 400. Always run on the 4th of July at 10 o'clock in the morning. Indeed, the schedule will change, but winning at Daytona, no matter the date on the calendar, remains special.
Winning at Daytona is so important for these race car drivers. It really is a badge of honor. There's certain races that you want to win to help solidify your career, and certainly winning at Daytona with the Daytona 500, but even the Coke Zero Sugar 400 is certainly important to all of the drivers.
Coke Zero Sugar 400 right here on WESH Saturday night. Off to a break. More news after that.
New video tonight showing a surprise at a recent college graduation.
A couple gets to walk the stage together, and then they were in for a very special treat.
Receiving his parents, Jose Huertas, Petty Officer, 3rd Class.
Gilbert and Candida Cortez decided to go back to school in their mid-50s. They graduated from Florida Technical College and had no idea their son would be waiting for him. There he was, big hugs. Navy soldier Jose Huertas came back from Iraq in uniform to surprise his mom and dad.
Oh, and that he did. Well played there. That was just one of the surprises for the students. They also got a message from Tim Tebow, and yours truly was able to congratulate the class of 2019 on their graduation day.
Very cool. Nice. Lots of special moments there.
All right, out the door tomorrow morning. Pretty calm, pretty quiet, but very humid. And some of us will be waking up to temperatures around the 80-degree mark. In town, about 76. By 9 o'clock, we're in the low 80s. And then by the afternoon, we got a couple of those late-day showers and storms. Plenty of heat through Friday. More showers, more storms this weekend. Just a few degrees cooler.
Wake up with WESH. It's the patriotic thing to do. The massive sunrise crew starts at 4:30 a.m. with overnight news, first alert, weather, and traffic. And you can get WESH News whenever you want at WESH.com.
Thanks for watching.